Hello, I'm Kathy Holsworth. I'm the artistic director at Pensacola Little Theater, and I am so excited to be in the new and refreshed Blab studio for the center stage. Thanks for joining me while we talk about all things theater, PLT, and what's happening inside and outside our building in downtown Pensacola. With me is my cohort, Topher Warren, Education Director at Pensacola Little Theater, and we're here to kick your summer off.
Love it.
I'm so excited. Look, we're actually on our own stage.
It's a nice feeling, for sure.
We love arts and technology. So, it is July, and we have already had a very busy June at Pensacola Little Theater. We finished out the 25-26 season with a delightful run of The Cottage, directed by Barbara Jacobs. Lots of great reviews there. It was a fun, I would say living room. It's really a bedroom farce, but they were in the living room the whole time. But a lot of fun, a lot of great reviews, and it was a great way to end the season. And then we celebrated all of our volunteers with the 30th annual Crystal Awards. I love the Crystal Awards. I remember when we started doing them. And it is our version of the Tonys. Everything that happens at Pensacola Little Theater is volunteer artists, the actors, the designers, the costumers, the directors. Everyone is a volunteer, and so we need to have some kind of volunteer appreciation. And rather than having a spaghetti dinner or give everybody a box of Krispy Kremes, we have a ceremony that is styled after the Tonys, which feels so great for us. Everybody gets dressed up in their finest, and we get to celebrate the performers and designers and directors with not only artistic excellence. We don't do like best ofs like they do for the Tonys. We actually just sort of have no categories, and we pick the very best of the best over the year. But we also recognize every single show, and each production team picks a spirit winner. So they get a crystal for being a great volunteer, for being a nice person, for knowing what their job was. It's not always the stars. In fact, it often is not the stars of the show. Sometimes it is rehearsal moms. Sometimes it is your backstage team, or somebody who built a crazy prop, or somebody who blended in with the ensemble but always had a smile, sometimes brought chocolate to the director, but just made being a part of PLT a delightful experience. And so Crystals was a great, great night, and lots of people got their pretty pieces of glass.
Wonderful pieces of glass.
And we got to preview next year's shows with musical numbers and one poem. I do want to say for the Crystals, thank you to everyone who voted. We let the general population vote on their favorite titles, and our 25-26 People's Choice Awards went to Perfect Arrangement for Studio 400. People's Choice for Treehouse was 6, the teen musical. And then People's Choice for Main Stage was the brilliant Jekyll and Hyde, directed by yourself. Congratulations.
Thank you very, very much. It was very exciting.
So it was a great night for everybody. We danced, we got sweaty. We had great, great food from Zest. Our bartenders from 1559 kept us hydrated, and it was a great night for everybody.
Just a fun night. And a great way to celebrate, like you said, all the volunteerisms. And for me, I love it that it's sometimes a little like family reunion for some of these casts that you haven't seen in 8, 9, 10 months, and so it's a really fun time.
It is, and everybody likes that part too. Is let's get together and some people, you get news, you see people have changed. I saw 2 people who hugged me and said they're moving, and so this was their first and last Crystals. I'm like, how do you do that to me? We just got you in the family. A lot of fun, a great night at the Crystals, and then we did a sneak peek for the season that's coming up. We had performances first from Little Mermaid. So let's talk about Little Mermaid.
Absolutely.
We already talked about that once on center stage. And Little Mermaid is our big musical. It starts this month. It opens July the 24th. It's going to run for 3 weekends, 11 performances, all the way through August 9th. So right before you go back to school, a lot of fun that way. And it is a Treehouse and main stage. So what that means is that it is on the big stage. There are grown-ups in it, but there are also kids in it. The Treehouse part of it is our patron services. So the nighttime shows for Little Mermaid are going to start at 7 o'clock. And then we also, on second and third weekends, rather than having Saturday night performances, we're having Saturday matinees at 2:30. So that allows families to bring younger kids so that it's not past their bedtime. And then anybody that is 16 or under gets a half price ticket. So it's a big, bring the whole family, bring everybody. And we still have those theater Thursdays where adults also get in for that 16-year-old price. So make sure that you get your tickets now. The tickets are already selling really quickly. Little Mermaid, Disney's Little Mermaid, Julia Banta is our beautiful Ariel, and she's falling in love with Janin Starrett, who is our Prince Eric. We have fantastic Ursula, Katie Olsen, who also sings with the opera, and she was one of our ugly stepsisters when we did Cinderella. The amazing Anthony Broughton plays King Triton, very exciting. And then just a cast of 30 fishes and mermaids and maids and sailors and
chefs
and it's
fun
delightful.
Cast, very
it's delightful. I am actually costuming the show, and I have a huge team. I think we're up to 12 people who are building the costumes because there's so many. So we've got one person, Jeanette Gibson, who is one of our faves, and she's building all of the mer people. And I have Ursula and Flotsam and Jetsam, and we have another person that's in charge of sailors and a different costumer that's in charge of princesses and courtiers. And Tiffany Nichols is making Sebastian and Flounder. And we've got to do wedding dresses, and then all the things have to be quick changed because all of the ensemble people have like 6 costumes apiece. So it's a lot of work, and we have a lot of fun with it, and the show is just going to be a spectacle to behold.
I love that, and I think it's very smart, especially a costuming team that big, to have, this is your lane you're staying in of the design element and just running with that, and it's really fun.
Yeah, it's an easier way to feel like you can, as I like to say, eat the elephant one bite at a time, is we give everybody a different part of the elephant to eat, and then we're okay.
It's a very smart tactic.
So at the Crystals, we got a preview. One of the things that people don't think about that's different, the musical from, say, like the cartoon movie, is there's a big number called Positivity, and it is Scuttle, the sea, and the seagulls, and they're tap dancing, and it was delightful. It's very fun and very funny. And our Scuttle is Emily Mixon. Yeah, so very excited. She's a great performer and brings so much energy and comedic timing to it, as well as those fantastic tap skills. And very excited. James Jenkins is actually designing the seagulls.
Fun.
And he is a great cosplayer, loves to do Pensacon, and has done a lot of backstage work for us. So it was really exciting to get him involved and to do these fun characters.
Really good.
He's being assisted by Melody York, who is making the sewing part of the seagulls, and it's just, it's such great
teamwork. Yeah.
Everybody doing that absolutely for free. We're crazy that way.
It is, yeah.
The show is directed by Ann Ferguson, with music direction by Tom Baracco and Destiny Howard. And we have student directors, and we have the choreography by Justin Gaylord. And it's going to be huge, and everybody's going to love it. So don't wait till it's sold out. Get your tickets now. They're on sale now. You go to PensacolaLittleTheater.com, click on shows and events, or you can call Sunny in the box office, and that is 850-432-2042. She is taking phone calls Tuesday through Friday, 12 to 5, and they can help you with any of your ticketing needs. The other thing that we're doing right now, because we're going to talk about the whole season, is get your season tickets. Right, so we've got lots of ways for you to see all the shows or your favorite shows, and make sure that your tickets are booked for the year, and that helps us out a lot as we get ready for the year.
I love it.
Okay, so because we're connecting it to the Crystals, let's see, so we had performance from Little Mermaid.
We did.
We also had performance from Lightning Thief. Percy Jackson's Story. So that's going to be one of our other Treehouse shows. That's in the spring of 2027, directed by Stephen Lott with music direction by Destiny Howard. And I'm very excited about the monsters and the mythology. And if you love that series of books, that's something that you want to get into. And then our other Treehouse show for the year is The Outsiders. Again, turning to you, my friend.
It's going to be a great story of S.E. Hinton's classic novel, and a great story to be told.
Okay, so. But not the musical version.
Not the musical version. I love the musical, but honestly, I really love this play because it's a lot more rooted in the story of the book, which is what I fell in love with first when I was in school, and just excited to be able to tell that story with the teens currently that may not know this story as well as I do. And so
when is that show?
So that one's going to happen the last 2 weekends of January, but auditions will be the week before Thanksgiving. And so it's going to be right as soon as Christmas break is over, we jump right into the thick of it, and then right as soon as January is over, we wrap up our show.
Okay, and then that is Treehouse. So it'll be for 2 weekends, and we will probably have a school day show for that, right? So if you are a teacher or you are a teen and you want your classmates or you want your classes to come and see the show, then we can get you booked for that school day field trip as well to see the story. It's a classic book. I remember reading it as well, and we saw the musical in
New York.
In New York, but this is the non-musical and just true to that story of being an outsider and how do you fit in, and what choices do you make as a young person that help you to live the life you want to lead. Right. So that's our Treehouse series. You can get just the Treehouse shows. That's Little Mermaid, The Outsiders, and Percy Jackson. If you get any of your season passes, all of those tickets are on sale now. Everything went on sale July the 1st. We'll be back in the second half to talk about the rest of the season and good stuff happening at Pensacola Little Theater.
When I first stepped foot into PLT, all I could think was, this is way more than a community theater. This is a place to go and be creative and to do something that you can share with the rest of the community.
It's all one big collaborative place. It's classes, it's dance, it's improv. It's not one person's show, it's everybody's show.
We've grown a lot of new audience by doing a little bit more avant-garde shows, by opening things up to not just the Treehouse Theater, but also the Children's Theater, the Acorn. These children come in and they learn that they can express themselves artistically, either acting, but they also learn confidence.
Theater is important to me because I feel like as a military kid, I bounced around a lot my whole life, and the one constant is theater. I can come and I can be myself, and they love me for it. That's pretty cool.
People of different colors and different genders and ethnic backgrounds get to come here and all be a part of something that's going to help continue to foster a community of people who do what they love to do.
Being able to explore our art in different ways, having the freedom to say and do the things that you can do as a theater, as a character, it's the best of our humanity. And the ability to continue to provide this, it's too important.
Supporting a community theater can help grow the community around it. And that's why we need places like PLT.
Elmo's daddy taught him that when he has a big feeling like being frustrated, humming a song can help you feel better. Love your mind.
And welcome back to the center stage. I'm Kathy Holsworth, Artistic Director at Pensacola Little Theater, and I am with Topher Warren, Education Director from Pensacola Little Theater, and we are talking about all things PLT, what's on stage and what's backstage. Now, you've been busy all summer with summer camps.
Yeah, we had a plethora of different camps this summer. The biggest one we've been having has been Summer Stars, which we've been doing the production of Shrek Kids. So our building has been screaming Freak Flag and classic Shrek hits all summer. And so we are currently in the thick of the second round of that camp right now, and it's just off to a fun start. having Lab Rats Camp and adult acting and improv and musical theater for kids, and it's just
The little stage sprouts.
little stage sprouts, our little 4 to 6 year olds. It's never a dull moment in the summertime here at
Yeah,
BLT.
it was really exciting for us because my granddaughter Joanna got to move up from Stage Sprouts
Into
to
Summer
the
Stars,
Shrek
yeah.
Kids, and a big experience for her. She had to learn a lot, but she had a good time being Baby Bear in the
love
first
that.
version that we did in the first session. So summer camp has been full and is full. A lot of those classes had waiting lists. So are we registering for fall already?
It is open for registration right now for
Right.
fall.
So fall classes are open for registration. So go to the website, click on education, and see fall classes, and you can register for the classes. We teach 14 to 17 classes a week in each semester, and we start around Labor Day, right?
We do. Oh, this year we're starting a little bit early this year just because of the way that our building schedule is working out. So classes will actually start the week of August the 17th.
Okay,
So,
okay, so closer to when school starts. Yep,
Correct, yeah.
Right? So fall classes are available for registration, and we have classes like, say, Stage Sprouts, all the way as young as 4 years old, all the way up through adult classes. So you pick the class that's right for you, and come join us, because those are pay to play. It's once a week, and you can build your skills, you can meet new friends. But we also you don't have to go to a class to come and audition for
Correct.
shows, right? So we have auditions coming up soon.
Correct.
Right, we have auditions coming up soon for Dracula, Comedy of Terrors, and that is going to be our first Studio 400. That will be directed by Denley Messerly, and we'll have her in the studio next month so she can talk about her show. And that is Studio 400. Now, Studio 400 is our smaller shows. They're put in our courtroom. It is what in the theater world is called black box.
black box
So
style.
what does that mean?
So Black Box Style it's a smaller venue. It usually seats around like 100 people, and it's a lot more intimate. It usually has one stationary set versus our main stage where we can have set pieces that fly in or move on wheels, and so it's very intimate. Usually the actors are about 10 to 15 feet max right in front of your face,
Right.
so it's very intimate, and I love the courtroom. I think it's a very fun theatrical experience for patrons.
Studio 400 series has been rocking and rolling these
Yes,
last couple
they
of years
have.
with sellout shows. We do 7 performances of the Studio 400 shows, and it's an audience that is limited to only 100 people. It's $25 general admission to get into those shows, and they are a little bit more adult in content. No matter how funny you think the title is, it's probably not appropriate for your under 16s.
Correct.
So Studio 400, it's sometimes unpublished works. Sometimes it is challenging works. Content may be more adult. The humor may be more adult, or it may be a little bit more risque than you're comfortable with when you prefer, say, Treehouse or main stage content.
Correct.
And that's okay too, because there are players that like to tell those jokes and audiences that like to hear them. So, you want to be a part of that. And if you're never sure of what that content is, because the Studio 400 does tend to be a little bit more on the outside edges of general knowledge, you can always call or email me, and I'll tell you about the play and make sure that it's the right one for you. The rest of our Studio 400 series after Dracula Comedy of Terrors
We
includes...
have Ebenezer's Trailer Park Christmas Spectacular. Right. It's Ebenezer's Trailer Park Christmas Spectacular.
Right.
That is directed and written by Joe Nearly, who's a longtime player of us for the past few years, and it's just a trailer park version of the Tale of the Night Before Christmas, and it is.
There's a karaoke contest too,
Yes,
I think, right? So
it's so funny.
It's fun and funny. It'll be a small musical that's in the Studio 400, and that's our holiday gift for you this year is Ebenezer's Trailer Park Christmas Spectacular.
And then the spring we have Marjorie Prime.
Marjorie Prime, right? We're also revisiting Short Attention Span, right? So that's our night of 1X. There'll be several small plays, 4 to 6 plays that are produced in one night, which is why we call it Short Attention Span Theater. Yay! And that those will be unpublished works, and some of them are favorites that we've done in the past. 24-Hour Theater is one of our fun theater games, and we've picked some of those plays to be sort of redeveloped and built up a little bit more. And plays TBD.
Right.
And then our main stage series, which is your traditional mix of musicals, comedies, and dramas. We got a couple of musicals for you.
Yeah.
We, of course, start with Little Mermaid.
Mermaid.
That counts as a main stage show for us. Then we are revisiting, after a 10-year hiatus, the Rocky Horror Show. So October, November, right there, that Halloween weekend, perfect timing. We are doing the Rocky Horror Show. Rather than starring Michael Dennis, it's going to be choreographed and directed by Michael Dennis. Justin Gaylord is also directing, and Joanne Hayes is going to be the music director for that.
Love that.
And we're very excited to have those open auditions, get a whole new set of Transylvanians in there. And
now most people might be used to probably like the shadow cast version. I know, like when I was in college, that was a big thing, was watching the movie and then seeing a cast act out in front of them. But this is the actual story being told.
Right. And I don't know how many times we have to tell people that it was a play first, and it was a play on the West End in England, and the reason why it has stayed, it's celebrating 50 years.
That is wild.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Tim Curry was the original star of it, and it's super campy, and it's space aliens, and it's transvestites, and it is a rainy night and a scary castle, and lots of silliness, and it was so bad that the audience started talking back to the movie, and then it became a cult hit.
Classic, yeah.
Because it was a midnight thing, and it was a thing you could do that was a lot of fun, and then the show sort of kept coming back because it was such a crowd favorite, even though like artistically, I won't say artistic, I'll say critically, it was like, this is the dumbest thing ever, but it is super fun. We like a dumb thing, right?
Very, very fun.
Right. And so we're excited to have the Rocky Horror Show on our stage. And then in the spring, we will close out our 90th season. Y'all, PLT's been around for 90 years with Arsenic and Old Lace.
Nice, I love that. Oh, and we're missing, we also have The Girl on the Train.
Oh,
The Girl on the Train.
There you go. There was another one in there, right?
In the fall, but yeah.
Girl on the Train is actually next. So we have Dracula, Comedy of Terrors, and then Girl on the Train, directed by Billy Buff. So a really dramatic mystery. And you may have seen the movie not too long ago, but The Girl on the Train as a play. I love a good mystery,
yeah.
right? And telling that sort of dark word-based tale, and
for the main stage, it's a really good environment.
Helping the audience figure out what's going on. Yeah. Great stuff.
But then back to go right into Arsenic and Old Lace as our closer, which is a fantastic play. It's a classic for. I grew up with it as it's a classic story. You know.
It is. It was a lot of fun to think about putting it into the season. Clayton Haybecker is going to be the director for it. We were trying to find a good season finale that went in June, because 26-27 is 90 years of theater that PLT has brought to the community, to Northwest Florida. And this one we started in 1936 and 7, and then this play was on Broadway the first time in 1943. We did it the first time in 1945.
Oh, wow.
PLT produced it in 1977, and then the most recent time was 2008. So it's time to revisit the old aunties. Just be careful what's in your teacup. Excited about classic retelling, and Clayton has been dreaming of doing this show for a long time, and he's got such a great sense of humor. So I think he'll bring a new twist to an old classic, and it'll be a great way for us to finish out our season.
I love it. Sounds like a great season ahead of us.
It is, it is. And all those tickets are on sale now. So you can call the box office at 850-432-2042, or you can buy tickets yourself anytime, 24 hours a day. And that is through our website, PensacolaLittleTheater.com. Click on events, shows and events, and then you can pick single shows. If you would like a whole bunch of shows, I recommend you get your subscription. So click on subscribe, and you can get a 3-ticket pass.
A 6-ticket pass.
A 6-ticket pass, or you can become a Center Circle member. That is 10 tickets. It's a $500 pass. It's 10 tickets. You get refreshment cards, so you get a refreshment or a snack every time you're there. And the Center Circle Pass also includes our friends on the 3rd floor of the ballet, because the ballet performs also at the center, and that's why it's called Center Circles, because it's not just PLT, it's everything that happens at the center. So join us at PLT for whatever makes you happy. Single shows, studio shows, just the Treehouse shows, just the main stage shows, a little mix, a match of both. and we want to see you come enjoy everything that we make. If you are a performer, designer, don't be afraid to come and audition. Everybody has their first audition, and auditions are open to everybody.
Absolutely.
We do see some regulars. There are folks that come back to PLT a lot, but also every cast has brand new people in it. Little Mermaid has people who have never performed with us before.
I love that. Yeah.
And it's part of what we do as a community group, and it's how we began 90 years ago. Was a bunch of people who got together and said, let's put on a play.
Yeah.
Right? We're just a little bigger now because we own a building and we
Right.
got some bills to pay, but it is a great place to play when you come to the center. One more thing before we go is let's talk a little bit about the Rooftop
Bar. Yeah, absolutely.
So we opened the Rooftop Bar last October, and it is also rockin' and rollin'. The Rooftop Bar is Pensacola Little Theater's bar.
Correct.
We did hire 1559 as a bar management company because we're theater people, not actually bar people. We do like a liquor, which is why we have a liquor license.
Right.
But the bar is a way for us to generate traffic as well as have folks come into the building. And every drink that you purchase up there literally trickles down, and we get a piece of that as part of our budget to help us keep the building rocking and rolling with great
I love
theater.
that. One of my favorite things to hear about that is how often people come up to the Rooftop Bar and then instantly come down to the first floor and what is this building? I've never been inside this building. So I think it's a beautiful way to just partner the community back into us.
Right.
So, yeah.
And we have performances up there too.
Yeah.
On Thursday nights, there's always some kind of live music. And once a month, we also have our cabaret singers, our Sing Easy folks who come up and sing Broadway tunes and torch songs and ballads and entertain you with your favorite music while you watch the sun go down. Sunset is a perfect time to be on the rooftop. If you choose to come out this summer, there are misters and fans and, but wear your clothes that you're going to be moist in because it is a rooftop in Florida. But the drinks are great, the atmosphere is great, the view is fantastic, and everything that's happening at the center helps PLT be the theater that you want us to be. Thanks for joining us today for the Center Stage. We'll see you again next month, and I look forward to seeing you at the Clark Family Cultural Center.